What's going on, folks? Painless. All right. Friday morning, feeling good. I got my cardio in early this morning, and those endorphins are still kicking. I said, well, hell, let me do a video. Uh, I've talked about many times black men need to own our image around the world. And I can't stress that enough. Here we know the story about this Army sergeant in South Carolina that has, in the eyes of many, this could have been something that is racial, which I don't believe is racial. Um, I believe it's just a situation in which a man, you have someone that believed another person was engaged in hostile behavior towards someone and acted accordingly based off anything. No racial epithets were spoken. It was just a guy who, in my belief, in my opinion, based off the footage, did the shit that many of us black men in the so-called black community need to do. That many of us as black folks need to do. When you see shit that don't look right in your community, you need to take action and act accordingly. You know, there's times, I could think back in the past and how, there's this thing that black folks love to say that, if it ain't got nothing to do with me, then shit, ain't my problem. Mind your business. And see, and that's and that type of mentality, that type of standoffish, uh, uh, I'm washing my hands, I'm not doing anything. It's the same reason why black folks in America are in the condition that they are in. Um, your inability to work with one another and develop commerce and economics with one another can directly be attributed to that type of standoffish, well, I ain't gonna get involved. I ain't, I ain't gonna build. It's so obvious. There's a correlation between that type of lackadaisical, this standoffish behavior that many black folks in America exude. I don't blame this dude for seeing someone in his um, damn neighborhood that he didn't recognize and then getting a call that, hey, or getting information that say, hey, there's a guy that we don't recognize around this mofo. What's up? We need to check him. So, I tip my hat to that. And then many people say, well, white supremacy allows this white man just to spring into action in any type of situation. Bullshit. Bull feces. Well, how come they fired that guy who watched that black man in New York attack that Asian lady? Those dudes, they fired them. Well, hell, they didn't act. Now, I don't know if they had the authority to act, but I can tell you one thing. If you see someone getting the brakes beat off them, um, the way that was depicted, any type of, well, this is authority or, I don't know. That shit would have went out the door. Many of us as black folks, we just don't like to get involved in shit. And there can be reasons, there can be historical reasons for it. But don't blame this white dude who does have the wherewithal to jump out there and say, "Hey man, I hear you picking fights around here." And this is, and you know what, we need to stop saying again, as black people, especially you single mothers out here, that you are continuously raising these hellions out here in America. You are raising these guys like this young man, not a boy, who's out here knowing damn well he's going to lose this damn fight between all these police, gets himself killed. Yes, he got himself killed. It's so obvious. It's not up for debate. I've talked about cause and effect, decision making. He made a bad decision. Now he's taking a dirt nap. And I'm not going to immortalize him. He's no martyr. I've said this about George Floyd too. They're not martyrs. They made bad decisions, and they're pushing up daisies for those bad decisions. Doesn't mean that they are bad people. They made bad decisions, and the universe doesn't give a shit about your color. I've said this many times with human beings. Human beings, we love to walk around like we're the top dog, like we're the shit. And I say, jump your ass into a river full of crocodiles, and you'll see how big and alpha the human being is on this chain of called life in terms of pecking order and supremacy. Jump your ass. I don't care if you are George Soros or Willie Wino. Jump your ass into a lake full of crocodiles, and you will see who has more supremacy in this world. And the world is unforgiving. Shit is just the way it is. People die. Look, when you make bad decisions, this is the outcomes that happen. All right. And again, the universe doesn't give a shit. The universe isn't on this, well, we need to let at least 6 black people in. You know, the universe doesn't give a shit. It will snatch you regardless of your status. It will snatch you up when it gets good and ready. But yeah, you know, I'm not going to fault this dude. I ain't gonna make this into no race. This dude saw someone in his neighborhood and jumped and reacted. Something that you Negroes need to do but won't do. And then you got the nerve to jump out in front of this dude's house and pick it. Aren't you picking in front of some of them dope boys? Houses and trap houses. You drive your monkey ass way out there to this man's community and harass him for what? What are you doing? And I don't know the day, but it's safe to say this is probably a weekday. Why are you picketing out in front of someone's home on a Wednesday or Tuesday at 2 in the afternoon? Shouldn't your ass be at work? Oh, painless, maybe they work nights. Maybe they work grave shift. Bull feces. No, these Negroes don't look tired. They just look like they ain't got shit to do but to stir the pot and make this thing into something more than what it is. When in actuality, this dude is he's the type of dude that I want in my neighborhood. I want somebody to you know, we always talk about these overzealous white boys and like I said, we always heard this in the so-called black community. White people are always in people's business. Well, fuck, they should be. That's why they keep their stuff the way that it's supposed to. Why you Negroes turn a blind eye. Why you Negroes out here, when the cops pull up, when a 3-year-old girl is shot in the head, just like out here in Nashville, these damn Negroes are out here then shot a 3-year-old girl in the head, killed her dead in a shootout. Now, my thing to me is, why is a 3-year-old child out at a huge, they had a huge visual for another dude that got killed last week, and they threw this big old visual party in the projects. I guess some dudes came in, a shootout ensued, and popped a young 30-year-old girl in the head, killed her dead. Now you tell me which living situation would you want to? Would you rather deal with an overzealous white dude who's trying to check the community, who's trying to make sure we ain't got riffraff, or would you rather deal with taking a bullet to the dome off some humbug bullshit? I'll wait. And then, like I said, I'm about to spin back about, us calling, they calling this dude, what's this, Dante Wright, whatever his name is. Oh, he's a 20-year-old boy. No, the fuck he ain't no boy. You are not a boy. And black folks, and especially you black women, you need to stop coddling your black sons. And I've been saying this for years, making these little niggas look all, getting them already in that prima donna stage, buying them Jordans at 4 years old, little polo shirt. This nigga more dapper than grown men. Turning them into prima donna, feminine little F-boys at an early age. And then when they jump out here and do something stupid, oh, no, he's still a little boy. No, he's a man. He is a man. He ain't no boy. I don't play that shit. Once you get up in the 16, 17, you a damn man. In many cultures, when you hit 12, you a damn man. You out there in that canoe, you getting fish for the goddamn village. You out here hunting, you blow darting monkeys out the trees. And you gonna have the nerve to tell me a 20-year-old fool out here playing, knowing damn well he can, based off social media, you can look at the consequences that are likely to happen. You gonna call him a goddamn boy? Bullshit. I call bullshit. And this type of coddling in the so-called black community, this type of overprotection, especially amongst the men, the boys, you got these Negroes out here, big man, Peter Pan Negroes, that don't want to grow up. Oh, my baby, that's still my baby. I hate when black folks say that shit, especially the black one. That's my big baby. Then when they get this big baby ass get blown to smithereens by these police making stupid decisions. And I've said, you look at all these situations, this Dante Wright, stupid decision, dirt nap. George Floyd, stupid decision, dirt nap. And that Army officer, he was damn close. See, he was recording. He had his hands. And one thing, if you look at one thing, peep game, one thing I noticed between those three cases, truth be told, that Army officer, as disgraceful as his behavior was, he really didn't resist. He let them do all the work. And guess what? He had his hands out that goddamn window, didn't he? So you can come out of shit alive. Now, he came out alive disgraced to me, because that's very disgraceful to be bickering like that and being, damn, nigga, what you gonna do if you behind enemy lines and you get captured as a POW? You gonna act like that? What's going on? What's going on? Wait, what's going on? But yeah, black men, we got to own our image. And you know, one thing I noticed, they love to paint black men in a very submissive, weak role. Now, those roles with George Floyd, what's his name, Dante Wright, and this other officer, Nazario, those are very weak positions as black men. Now, one would look and see they're very heroic, they're very, this whole martyr, we're turning them into hero. No, those are weak positions to be in. They're not masculine positions. So here you have, and the media is making it all types of imagery with black men. So you have three weak types. I don't care. George Floyd, yeah, he was 6'3", 230 plus. That's weak. He was in a very weak-minded, very captive role, very submissive role to me. It wasn't masculine. I've talked about taking your charge on camera. I mean, and we got cameras now. Take your charge. Go down to the precinct. Have some dignity. Going out crying and bickering, knowing damn well you know you done wrong. That is not masculine to me. That's very feminine and weak. And this is the image that most people look at. If they're not scared, let me tell you something, black. I'm talking to black men right now. If they're not scared of your ass, this is how I've summed this shit up. If they're not scared of you, they're making you look like a weak buck that needs special concessions, special coddling, special empathy. You need empathy. Now, one thing I noticed also, that dude who killed that Capitol police officer, who rammed his vehicle in that section, you don't really see his face. They just say man who rammed into a Capitol police officer. Now, initially they were talking about him, but they're not talking about him anymore. They're not showing his face. They're not even mentioning his name. The brother who was airing out police in Dallas, what was that, 8 years ago? You don't hear shit about that. You damn sure don't hear about Chris Dorner no more. And there's a reason why you don't hear those names anymore. Because it's right or wrong, whatever you want to say, those were masculine acts by black men against what they perceive as an oppressive system. Do you follow what I'm saying, guys? Here you have all these images of big black men crying, running, sweating, making stupid ass decisions. Now, I'm not saying with Chris Dorner and that dude who, all those other ones, I'm not saying, but they represent a form of masculinity. They represent, regardless of what you believe, right or wrong, they represented that in their mind. They formulated what they thought was right in their mind. And that is a masculine move. When you feel wronged as a man, you take action. You don't cry and bitch and beg, please don't arrest me. Oh, you don't do that shit. But nevertheless, this is the image that they pour out to us. They pour out the image of black men in dresses, singing white men songs. They'll put a black man in a dress and have that very black man put on that dress and sing songs in remembrance of another white dude who wore a dress. This is the image. It's so obvious. Or maybe it's obvious to me what the fuck is going on in terms of imagery So when I see a white guy like this who is acting in a masculine role, and you have a black, but see, I'm gonna tell you something. This is how different a lot of black people are now. His ass would have got that white dude. First off, we rolled deep back in the day. Most dudes, they don't really, they don't. It's just different. If we was in a crowd, that white dude would have got his ass jawed. Somebody would have jawed his ass. First off, all right. And this ain't no boy. You letting this dude push you around. And I said this, you got these black folks, which especially you single black women out here with these kids, you rolling around here, I'm going to do it all by myself. You roll out to Marietta or Tucker or Lawrenceville or Alfreda, and you get you these damn houses, think you didn't made it. I don't need a man, and I'm good, and you and your son that you capping for, getting them grown boy haircuts, buying them Jordans and polo shirts at 8 years old, getting his little punk ass ears pierced, turning them into a little feminized prima donna fuck boy. And then when you send his ass to school, and these white kids out here making your kids eat doo-doo, making your kids sit in a locker room full of bananas, and doing all type of shit to your black kids, and the only thing you can be is like, well, I want somebody to answer for this. Instead of buying your kids all these fucking Jordans and Air Maxes at 8 years old, you need to be teaching your kid how to protect themselves. Instead of trying to look fucking cute. That's what's wrong with black folk. Always trying to look cute. The most uneconomic people in America always trying to stunt. And what COVID has done is expose a lot of this shit. All you women out here driving these BMWs and Mercedes, living out in the suburbs with these houses with no goddamn furniture inside of them because you house poor, y'all been exposed and you out here by yourself. So, hey, that's how you want to roll, but yeah, don't bring it down. Don't fault this white dude for doing what the hell which you supposed to do. You supposed to check fools that are probably causing trouble in your community. Not run around, not run away, and no snitching, and I ain't getting involved. That's why black so-called black communities are fucking in the way that they are right now. I've talked about quality versus quantity. There's a shitload of black men in the so-called black community, but the quality is piss poor. Piss poor, folks. Painless out.